What is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Karn Eldrazi Ramp, the draw for game one. Though, as you might notice, this is a bit of a different variation of Karn Eldrazi Ramp. This is a Gruul version, cutting Null Drifter. Watery Grave, Shock, Thoughtseize. I imagine they take Rumble here. They could also take Ugin, but I think Rumble is the right pull. Let's see what you do, opponent. Takes the Chrysalis, so it tells me they probably have a Froge. Alright, well... Oh, there's a Soin Myco spawn. That is excellent to see. So that means we have what is likely to be a turn 2 kicked Myco spawn if this resolves. Malevolent Rumble. Rumble resolves. We'll grab Temple. And pass. And hold. Yeah, at this point we want to just continue to ramp to our finisher, which is the Ugin tucked under Lab. Tis an island, tis a Froge, and passing. Or not. What else do you have in store, opponent? But yeah, so we're just testing out this version. Ooh, that is nice. We're testing out this version to see if Null Drifter is necessary, if the addition of more Sire 7 Deaths and World Breakers is beneficial. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could force them to float the frog by hitting Bajuka Bog. That's a thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll have 6, 7 regardless. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can't go Ugin. We could go Sanctum of Ugin to set up for our next draw thereafter. That might not be a bad idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'd only have enough for another Soin Myco spawn though, unless we draw into something. Let's see, 4 cards in hand. If they want to float, they'd have to pitch 3 out of the 5. Tempted to Bajuka Bog here. Just kind of keep them on their tones, but I think Sanctum might be right. We'll go Sanctum of Ugin and pass. We'll snap block if they don't float. And pass. Misty Rainforest fetch. For a Watery Graves. Down to 12. Attack. Do we float? They do. So it tells me they'd likely don't have a Murktide. A Bowmaster's fine. No blocks. Down to 18. 4 cards in hand. Draw. Cavern Souls, name Eldrazi. Oh, no, no, no. White. Sanctum of Ugin trigger, uncounterable Sire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like I said, I can go 6 for a Sowing Myco spawn. The alternatively could go Writhing Chrysalis, but opponent's going to scoop it up. So we're going to say this is Murktide, win for game 1. Let's move on to game 2. I will bring in Lithomantic Barrage, cut Karn. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. For Murktide, I just updated my sideboard guide yesterday, and I don't think so. Trinisphere is kind of meh. Not entirely necessary in the matchup. So yeah, just think we bring in Lithomantic Barrage. Untimely Malfunction doesn't do much in the matchup. And trying to find a good replacement for Consigned Memory in Gruul. And Untimely Malfunction seemed like a decent option. I'll keep. We'll pass. Darkseid Shores, Thoughtseize, Dreams of Steel and Oil. You'll take Soin Mycospawn. But we have plenty more where that came from. Stomping Grounds. We'll go Temple in case we draw into another Temple. We'll hold the ability to respond on the off chance that it's relevant. Otherwise, we'll play Forced into Rumble. Yeah, would have liked to be able to have cast Mycospawn, but c'est la vie. They're holding, so like they have a counter spell for the Rumble. We'll cast Rumble though. Rumble resolves, surprisingly. Sanctum of Ugin seems like a good option, but I think Talisman in case of a Harbinger. So we'll resolve Talisman. We'll hold up the ability to respond in case of a Bowmaster. Hold. Fetch with Marsh Flats. Undercity Sewers. If they did have the Harbinger, I think they'd go for a Swamp. So I think we're in the clear there. Watergrave to Yard. Fatal Push. Resolves. I mean, if they go for an early Murktide, that could be a problem. Scouting Tarn. Dreams of Steel and Oil will hit the Talisman. Excuse me. And they fetch for a blue source in the Murktide. Yeah, that would be a bit troublesome. I think it'd be a 6/6 Murktide. So it would start a 4-turn clock. Tis a basic island and Murktide. Yep, it was right. Tis Murktide. And draw. World Break. I mean, we could force check here, just go X equals 2. Kozilek's command, do you have a force? In that case, we don't need lands. Osiris 7 Deaths is good, though. And hold. 6 down to 14. Paying cost for the Froge. They could have Consigned to Memory. Draw. Lab. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 4, 6, 8. I mean, I'm thinking Stomping Ground Shock to World Break at the very least. Put me to 12. We wouldn't necessarily be dead, but it would be a bit sketchy. Because 6, let's say pitch 3, 9. If those 3 are instants or sorceries, we would actually be dead to rights. Alternatively, I could attempt to K command the Froj. You know, they don't have a force, but I do have a feeling of a consign. I'll go Stomping Ground Shock. World Break, target Darkslick. Do you have consign? Here's the consign. They eat the body, but we get the trigger. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're not dead necessarily. They can pump the 3/9. I guess if it's still, if there's still instant sorcery, they can win this turn. Is the only problem. It doesn't necessarily solve our issue either. Thoughtseize hits Sire 7 deaths, I'd imagine. If they hit the K command, that would be okay-ish. But it would mean we need a Soul End or a 7-mana value spell in order to cast the Sire. 2, 4, 5, yeah. Takes the Sire. Attacks. 7 down to 5 unless you pitch. Alright. 9 down to 3. Alright, what are these last two cards of the question? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're short on an Emrakul. What else could we do here with the K command? I don't think I have a recourse then, if I'm not mistaken. I do wonder if maybe we should have baited out the consign with the Kozilek's command instead. May have been the right move, because there's lethal on board. And we can X equals 3. I guess maybe our out in that case is a Writhing Chrysalis. Actually, yes. Yes, that would work. So no imprint. Cast K command. Yeah, so I need exactly a Writhing Chrysalis, methinks. Neither of those are Writhing Chrysalises. And that's not one either. Alright, we'll concede. Unfortunate. So loss for game 2. Yeah, I wonder if we could have used the K command as a permission spell to get rid of the Froj, as it would have let me then cast either Breaker or the Sire. I also just felt like at that point I needed something on board. And the consign just felt too obvious with the one open blue. Lithomantic Barrage. not consign K command. It's a bit slow, but we can make it work. Commercial district trigger. World breaker top and pass. And pass. Marsh flats. Fetch. Do you have a seize effect? Swamp. That gives me a significant amount of information that telegraphs to me that they have a Harbinger in hand. Otherwise, they would have went Watery Grave Shocked. Takes the Myco. Go Lab. Imprint Breaker. And pass. And hold. Thoughtseize. I mean, in that case, I might as well cast the K command and have them take the barrage. Otherwise, the K command is being taken. Done. Talisman. I mean, if they want to take the Talisman, they can, but the barrage would probably make the most sense. Hold. Yep. Undercity Sewers, resolves. Yeah, so they're trying to protect their Harbinger. And draw. Sire 7 deaths. Play the forest. Play the talisman. We'll hold up the lab so we can return the World Breaker. We at least do have both red and green available to us now, as well as colorless. We'll hold the ability to respond. Island. And here comes the Harbinger. No, a frog. Surprising. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Draw. Another talisman. This does feel like a consign, though, is the only problem. Stomping Ground Shock. Won't go for it regardless. You don't have much in the way of choices here. Pass. Paying cost. There's the consign. So frog's free to hit. And pass. Do you have the Harbinger after all? Frog hits, down to 17. They do have enough for a Murktide, specifically a 6/6 Murktide. Down to 17. Sperific Springs. Bolt. Down to 12. Sauron's. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the only thing I can think of is Sauron's Ransom. Talisman. Hold the World Breaker. Let's see the Ransom. Subtlety. Subtlety resolves. Trigger. Problem is now they have 4 cards in hand. Polluted Delta. Yeah, double Thoughtseize really hurt because it got It forced me to play my command early and got rid of Lithomantic Barrage, which it could have dealt with the frog rather well. Paying cost for the Kaido. So we're going to bounce back Subtlety to hand. Yep. 4 down to 13. Frog trigger. Surveil 2, draw a card. Keeps both on top, draws a card. End step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you draw into an Emrakul, you won't be able to cast it, but that's fine. We'll return Rule Break. The only problem is now this Kaito. Draw. Writhing Chrysalis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One short of doing both. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, at least Chrysalis does get us a couple more blockers, unless they have the consign. At the same time, we could get rid of the swamp. This way, if they do have the Harbinger, they won't have a swamp available to them unless that Polluted Delta fetches for one. Of course, there's also the chance of a consign here. I'd argue that chance is pretty high. Counterspell. No? Alright. 4... 9. The only problem is now we're going to take 9 damage. I guess the total max we'll take is 9. Pitch, Fatal Push with Frog. Okay. Yeah, unironically, that Lithomantic Barrage would have been really good. Would have dealt with Kaito, would have dealt with a frog. Oof. I think I've actually been able to cast Barrage one time. Harbinger. Okay, so they did have the Harbinger, but they don't want to lock themselves out of black, I guess. Interesting. So we're looking at 6 damage right now, down to 7. This Kaito, though, with their ability to tap down my creatures, will be a pain. Surveil. Thoughtseize and Bowmaster to Yard. Draws a card. I think they found a land then. Paying cost for Murktide. That's a problem. It's an 8/8. That's lethal damage on board. Gemstone Cavern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So while we can cast the Chrysalis, we can't return and cast Breaker. If we cast the Chrysalis, Kaito will tap it, Murktide will kill me, so I will concede. Okay. Unfortunate. But sometimes win some, sometimes lose some. The double Thoughtseize from early on really did hurt my game plan overall. But that said, we'll be back for match number 2. Alright, and we're back for match number 2 on the play for game 1. Let's take a look. We'll keep. We have some decent draws off the top here. Ugin Lab, Imprint Breaker, pass, and hold. Forest, 4, Sprawl. Could be a mirror match then. For blue. Blue does throw me off a little bit. The lab is pretty meh. We'll go Temple, pass, and hold. There's a world where I'll go Ghost Quarter next turn and hit the Forest. Temple. Three. Stock up resolves. Okay, that makes sense why they went blue then. And the concern is now they have Soul Land and the Myco Spawn to kick. Pass. Draw. Another K return. In that case, let's cast Sowing Myco Spawn. Fetch for a Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter, target the Forest, and pass. Best thing we could draw off the top then is going to be a Sowing Myco Spawn so we can kick. Thankfully, this does mean they cannot kick next turn. We'll grab a Forest and pass. I guess there was an argument for hitting the Temple instead. There's the Lab. Null Drifter tucked. Looks like a Myco Spawn. Question then becomes, do you play Ghost Quarter? Yep, so we played on the Myco Spawn correctly. We'll grab a Temple. So they do have 7 mana next turn. Draw. Ugin. Ugin is a bit late to the party, unfortunately. Actually, I guess a bit early to be more accurate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I will play the Sanctum and then hold. So my hope here is that they might go after the Ugin Lab. Going after Ugin Lab won't be good either, though. Yeah, this will be interesting. So this is definitely Eldrazi Ramp. Paying cost 4. 6, 7, could be a World Breaker. Is a Myco Spawn. Myco Spawn kicked targeting what? Targeting Temple, that will resolve. I'll float. Just to bluff that we have something here. See if they phase change before casting anything else. Two, 3, 4. Again, probably the best thing off the top here might be a sowing Myco spawn so we can kick, but I think we might be too far behind here. At least that's how it's starting to look like. Another temple. Resolves. Face change. No casts. Do they attack? They do not. Draw. Yeesh. Ugin Lab. Do we imprint? Probably no reason to imprint right now. So I'm going to say no, because otherwise we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to say no and pass. They can cast a Null Drifter at the very least next turn, but they can pretty much cast everything in their deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One land lets them cast an Emrakul. Yeah, drawing into the cards we have has not been good. Six, 7. Another kicked Myco spawn, targeting the Ugin Lab of the World Breaker, I'd imagine. Yes, I'll return World Breaker to hand. That will resolve. We're down to 3. Breeding Pool shocked. Could be for another stock up. At this point, I really don't have anything, so I'm just going to pass in full. Yep, looking like a stock up. Plays a forest. Or rather, forest to the island. What are you trying to cast with one island? What in the what? Oh, I think they're trying to play a talisman, but specifically it states Eldrazi, so they can't. I was about to say, there's no reason not to attack here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, they can play anything in their deck regardless of blocking here. Is probably correct. Draw. Stomping Ground. Yeesh. Ugin Lab, Imprint, Ugin. The main reason why I'm going to do this is that way if we draw into a temple, we can cast the World Breaker. I'm not sure that will matter much. 6 down to 11. Blue. Green Rumble. I feel like if you're going to rumble, you should probably use the lab, but if you don't use the lab, then at least then you can cast Drift. Could be another stock up, but you have 6 cards. Snap at what? Huh. Weird. That's weird. Not to mention, how does this read? A blue card from hand rather than playing the spell's cost. Only blue spells would be stock up. And at most you're playing 4. So that, I mean, wouldn't unsummon just be a better choice? Am I crazy? I feel like there's so many better unsummon effects. And we pass in full. What's our best draw here to buy some time? Probably a Writhing Chrysalis, no? Yeah. As if they can cast anything in their deck. That's not a problem. 2, 4, 5. 5 mana remaining. I guess 5 Eldrazi mana. 4. 5. K command X3. Scry draw ramp. And I can clear the spawns, but it really doesn't matter. 2 top, 1 bottom draw. Hedge maze trigger. They already know what's on top, so they keep it on top. And draw. Well, there's the Writhing Chrysalis. Down to 9. Trigger. Hold. You now have access to 6 mana. For what it's worth. Not dead yet, friend. 8. 10. So there's just a big K command. Yes, it looks like it. X equaled 13? No, X equals 11. If they use the mana as they currently have it. And at the very least, playing this out is forcing them to use up their time as they're at a significant time deficit. They don't seem horribly comfortable with the deck, if I would to say so. Yep, X equals 11. I mean, you should be able to find a finisher, whether that be Ugin, whether that be Emrakul if you play Karn. So definitely should be able to find a finisher here. I feel like they should have been casting this Null Drifter a while ago too. That's me. And as evasion, it would draw you 2 cards. It'd have Annihilator 1. So yeah, I feel like the Null Drifter should have been cast a while ago. And now would be technically a good time for a K return, but I'm not sure it would matter. Again, they can cast everything in their deck without issue. So clearing the spawns really isn't a priority, I don't think. Yeah, imagine they find an Emrakul. They just cast Emrakul at this point. Paying cost and using the spawns first. Why? Blue. Green. Still paying cost. Oh, there's an Null Drifter. Okay. Yes, that resolves. Draw 2, down to 33. Like I said, I'm not dead yet. Still in this. Stock up. How did you not find a finisher? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, you're short on Emrakul then. I mean, if I can draw into a land and play this Ugin, I do start a 2-turn clock that they actively have to deal with. I don't think Worldbreaker cuts it. Wayscape Battle Mage. Okay. That's fine. I'll take the 6 down to 3. Yeah, that's okay. Draw. Utopia Sprawl. For red. Chrysalis. And I have enough blockers. Maybe it would have been right just to block a Soin Myco spawn. That way if they do bounce the Chrysalis again, it wouldn't have been dead to Drifter. Yeah, in retrospect, maybe that would have been good. Because I would have been at 6 then. Still would have had 3 blockers. So I would have been able to block the Myco Spawn, and the Wayscape. Yeah, they have not been a bad idea. Because now if they have a K command to remove the Chrysalis or another Wayscape, they'll win on the spot rather than give me one more turn. Yeah, so a slight misplay on my part. Yep, that's exactly my thought. So at this point, we pass in full. Yep. So a bit of a misplay on my part. Trigger, sack. Done. Let's see what my next draw would have been. I'm doubting that it would have been relevant. Not really. It would have been able to K command, but wouldn't have done much. Okay. In that case, we'll bring in the Untimely Malfunction, drop the K return, and run it back. This reads specifically a target. Yeah, with a single target. So we can redirect, for example, Soin Myco Spawn Kick, which is really funny. It's happened to me all of one time, and that has always lived rent-free in my head of like, Untimely Malfunction would be funny. It also works for Belcher. So there's some interesting interactions with Malfunction. Also just its ability to destroy an artifact sometimes can be relevant. Not as much in this matchup, I don't think, but in general. Instant speed artifact removal is definitely a boon. Yeah, first reactions. Not sure how to feel about like the extra Cyrus 7 deaths. Would they have been like? Would they be better if they were null drifters? I don't think so. Same thing with the World Breaker. Probably not in the grand scheme. Would the Chrysalis been better as a Karn? In that moment, definitely not. I also felt like we had a good hand going with a lot of top deck potential, and we just whiffed hard, so that's also something just to consider. I will keep. So we're going for an early Karn, early Writhing Chrysalis, ideally. We have the Ghost Quarter to slow things down as well, which is nice. Opponent goes down to 6 cards. Down to 5. Yeah, so we go Forest Sprawl, red, pass. If we draw into a template, we go Chrysalis. Otherwise, we'll probably just go Stomping Grounds. Unless we really feel like we need to Ghost Quarter to slow things down. At that point, we'll play Karn on 3. And ideally be able to just take over the game from there. Forest, Sprawl, on red, and pass, and pass. Breeding Pool tapped, so slow hand to start. Draw. Lab. Unfortunately, we are missing the Submitted Value spell, so we'll go Stomping Grounds tapped, and pass, and pass. Mystic Gate, but white. Peculiar. Ghost Quarter. Sprawl for green. Karn. KGC minus. Yes. For liquid metal coating. Pass. And pass. I definitely didn't have a consign. Blue, colorless, green, stock up. We have one source of colorless, so we'll get rid of that to start. And opponent scoops it up. Alright, we'll take the win. Yeah, opponent didn't want to fight it out since they're at such a time deficit. Makes sense. Well, let's run it back as is. No changes needed. Oh. The Wastecape Battle Mage is interesting. I will keep and pass. So I'm going for a Rumble here. Breeding Bull tapped. Another slow start by opponent. Draw. Forest. Sprawl for red. And pass. And pass. Lab. Imprint. Stock up. Pass. Rumble. I do want the Myco spawn, admittedly. Go Myco spawn. Commercial District trigger. Karn. Karn to the top. And pass. And pass. Lab. No imprint. Blue. Myco spawn. There's the Myco spawn. Grabs a soul land, likely a temple. No, a hedge maze. Well, that's peculiar. Draw. Windswept Teeth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fetch of Windswept Teeth. 4 forest. Sowing Myco spawn. Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter, target, Ugin Lab, and pass. And pass. This way they don't have a kicked Myco spawn no matter what. I guess no, not no matter what. They can have a soul land. Sprawl, mana neutral. Green white. What? Green white? Huh? Why white? I am confusion. Planner Genesis. Whiffs. Pajukabog target me. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, I guess they played the lab? I don't know what they played. Draw. Emrakul. Cast Karn the Great Creator. Minus Karn the Great Creator. Liquid Metal Coating. Pajukabog target you. Pass. And pass. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they have access to 7 mana. 2, 4, 5, 6. We have access to 6. Huh. If they offer the trade, we'll take it. Because they'll need to follow up with another threat. Otherwise, Karn will start strip mining lands. Opponent's thinking hard here, 3 cards remaining. I feel like if they had a Myco spawn kicked, it might just be worth taking. 2, no. What are they thinking? Because if we're able to land a liquid metal coating, I think we target their lab first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I guess taking out the breeding pool would cut them short 1 of a kicked Myco spawn, admittedly. So we probably go after the breeding pool then. Opponent is getting pretty dangerous as far as their clock is concerned. So they need to make decisions soon. Admittedly, I would like another land. I'd like to get Sire on board as a blocker. Okay, we're doing something. Is this a kicked Myco spawn? It is. Okay. So I'll probably kick my forest with the Utopia Sprawl, setting me down to 4 mana. Unfortunately, we don't have the equivalent of Bridge. Yeah, really wish that Emrakul was land, because I would have been able to liquid metal coating target either the colorless source or the breeding pool. We would have been in a good spot. Attack Karn. Block with Myco Spawn. Trade. And draw. Stomping Ground. Liquid metal coating. Liquid metal coating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we still take out the breeding pool regardless. KGC plus. Stomping Ground tapped and pass. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 4 short on Emrakul. 3 short on Emrakul. Planar Genesis. They attack Karn at this point. I will just let it through. Didn't find a land, but drew a card. So still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Still 3 short of Emrakul. There's another kicked Myco spawn. Wasescape. Okay. Not ideal, but fine. Because now liquid metal coating is an exile. Untimely malfunction. Would have been better a little bit earlier, methinks. Plus Karn. And destroy artifact. Doesn't do anything. Alright, we'll pass. And hold. So Karn down. Yep, that resolves. 3-7. I am short a significant amount of mana for Emrakul. Soul Land? That's not a Soul Land. 4-7. I could push up to 8 with Malfunction. Snapback. Yes, that's fine. Untimely malfunction. We'll target your 1 colorless source and pass. Funny enough, if I had taken out that colorless source earlier, I would have been able to stop the Wasescape, so maybe I should have done that first. In retrospect, Rumble. Talisman of Impulse. Cast the Talisman. And hold. We won't block. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This would put us back to 12 and draw us a card, interestingly enough. So there's a world where casting the K command might be beneficial, but it means I can't cast the K command next turn. And given that, I think at this point we win based on time. I think we might just want to hold. Is a K command or an Emrakul? Rude is what that is. So we'll end up K commanding after all. Opponent is going to run out of time if they're not careful, though. 1 top, 4 bottom draw. Threaten to phase change. We'll cast the K command. Target self. And draw. Swain Mega Spawn 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Draw. World Break. Cast Sowing Mycospawn for an Eldrazi Temple. Sowing Mycospawn, kicking, targeting, temple. In response, I'll float 2. That resolves. And there's an Ugin Lab. To imprint or not to imprint? No imprint. Threaten the phase change. I will scry, draw, and ramp. And done. Put a K command on top and draw. And pass. I will trade. And draw. Sprawl for red. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Tis an Emrakul. A World Breaker, you say? Well, don't mind if I do. Opponent scoops it up. Tis looking that way. Yep. Alright, we got the win. I mean, they were in a good position for a while. It just felt like they didn't have any finishers. We didn't see an Emrakul. We didn't see an Ugin. It kind of just was a grindy game, which, like, yeah, it works, but not sure if it's what Eldrazi Ramp is wanting to do. That said, we'll be back for match 3. Alright, and we're back for match 3 on the play for game 1. I will keep temple, pass, and pass. Ooh, looks like red Belch. Okay. That is perfect timing. Imprint, Talisman, Rumble, Karn, and pass. So as long as they don't win on 2, we should be okay. Let's see, do they win on 2? $17. Do you have Ritual Crag Feet? No. So 4, 5, 6. Emrakul. So yes, it does feel like it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Misty Rainforest fetch. For forest. Kick Sowing Myco Spawn. Go Ghost Quarter. Yeah, I think we have to go Ghost Quarter. And pass. They fail to find 0 lands. And pass. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This will be mana neutral. Actually, no, it'll be a -1. So I don't think we can go K command. Bolt, Ritual, oh no, Ritual Feet, Stormscale. Okay, this could be worse. That's not great either because they're 6/6s. Their 5/5s would be a bit better, but we do have the two K returns in the grave right now, so we might be able to get out of this. Draw. 3. So it'll be 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, no, we can do this. So we're gonna Ugin Lab. Imprint. Return. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. K return. Yes. Yes. If they had the Belcher, they would have done it last turn. Pass. One. Metamorphose. Valakut Awakening draws 4, I imagine. Draws 3. Draw. Temple. Karn the Great Creator. Minus Karn. Yes. Trinisphere. Pass. Combat. 7. Pass, and this should be the win. I don't think there's a way out. If they go Iron Crag Feet, that'd still be 3, so they'll be able to still go Stormscale, but they can't go Belcher. So Stormscale will give them a turn, but opponent scoops it up. We got the win. This one's an interesting one. Yeah, because they can win as early as turn 2 is the problem. You can cut the bog and cut sires. Against Belcher, yeah, cut sires. Say one Chrysalis as well. In Blue Belcher, I might keep a Trinisphere in the side. Actually, in Blue Belcher, I probably would not even bring in Trinisphere, right? We'd be bringing in Jailer and Barrage instead. Yeah, Jailer, Barrage, Consign. Organ Malfunction, because they don't have as many Impulse draws. So I think this is right. Yeah, okay, let's run it back. On the draw, we'll keep. Pass. We'll go Windswept Teeth, Fetch Forest, Utopia Sprawl for red. Draw. Windswept Teeth, Fetch Stomping Grounds. Stomping Ground Shock, Utopia Sprawl for green. And pass. And pass. Did they win on turn 2? Bit of reunion. So set up for Stormscale potentially. Which is a reunion, draws 2. Draw. Malfunction. Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. It'd be a big gamble. But I think we need to play it safe. Go no, hold on. Oh, that's right. I'd have to just go Talisman, wouldn't I? Yeah, play Talisman and pass. And pass. Ritual. 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 Feet. So it looks like they're going for Stormscale. So it wouldn't necessarily matter, would it? No, we can destroy an artifact, but we can't do anything else. And they'll give it haste, so yeah, we'll just concede them. Sacrifice, how's it read? Creatures you control. Yeah. So there wasn't much I could do, even if I had went Rumble. Yeah, we were kind of hedging on the Belcher. Come on, show me the cards. No, it's not going to. Alright. Yeah, it'd have been interesting to see what cards were on top. I'll cut the gemstone and bring back Chrysalis or Sire. We'll go Chrysalis. Yeah, a moment there where consigned memory would have been a lot better by comparison. I'll keep. Might be able to get to an early Karn. Forest, Sprawl, red. Pass. Pass. Land tapped, pass. Draw. Sanctum. Talisman of Impulse. Rumble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can go Ghost Quarter and set them back a land next turn. I'll pass. And pass. Do they win on turn 2? That's the question. Bolt to 17. Damn. Medallion. Manamorphose. Cleansing Wildfire. Yes. Yes. Draw. Chrysalis. Sprawl red. Question now becomes whether or not they brought in a basic. Right? Because we can go Karn, but Karn doesn't do much other than stop Belch, which is relevant. Let's start there. I'm going to Ghost Quarter and see if you did bring in a basic or not. You did. Okay. Karn. Plus Karn minus Karn. Minus Karn for Liquid Metal. And pass. And pass. So at least we cut off Belch, but I'm not sure that'll be enough. Shatter Skull. Feet. Storm Scale. It's only 2, admittedly. Passing. Draw. Wooded Foothills. We don't have bridge anymore. The K returns aren't there either. Writhing Cross. Wooded Foothill. Does plussing Karn do anything here? It's going to die to a Storm Scale. I guess we could grab EE for 2, admittedly. Could also go Chalice. What else could we do? Like, I could strip mine a land for what it's worth. I'm gonna want a spawn to block the storm scales the thing. They have to attack Karn. Minus Karn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can only go 3. Chalice. We'll hold. Go to combat. Imagine both at Karn. Go to blocks. Fetch off Wooded Foothills. Stomping Ground Shock. Trigger 1. Always yield. Trigger 2. K command. X equals 1. Done. Utopia Sprawl to the bottom. Emrakul's good. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Karn will be 12. Land. 11. Belch. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, well at this point, I need a land. Draw. I'll do. Our turn, comrade. Draw. Shadow Skull Smashing, Medallion, Belcher. Main. Belcher target you. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, as soon as I saw that, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have sacked the spawn because we draw into an Emrakul, we win. But it worked out. Or since we had the Emrakul, we'd need a land. Yeah, as soon as I saw that, I was like, maybe I should just hold the Emrakul. But it worked out. I think in retrospect, the correct move would have been to K command probably prior to blocking. That way we'd have as much information as possible, because then we'd be able to go, okay, they kill Karn, it goes up to 7 types. We would have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The spawn is 13. We don't block. Karn dies. Next turn, go Emrakul. And then we just slam the Stormscale Scions into Chrysalis and Emrakul. And at best case scenario, we go Char Belcher and win, as we did. So I do think I misplayed that, but it ended up working out in the end. So not bad. All right. Well, with that said, we'll be back for match 4. All right, and we're back for match 4 on the draw for game 1. Hand's kind of ugly. If one of these was a forest, I'd be a bit more tempted, because then Utopia Sprawl kind of lines us up with a Writhing Crisp. I think I mulligan this. Utopia Sprawl would be good. K command would be good. We'll drop a lab and pass. Rumble would be good here. Converting cat, fetch, forest. Alright, so it looks like Basking Broodscale. Windswept Teeth, fetch. Stomping Ground, shock. Sprawl for green. And pass. And pass. So we need a K command. Rumble would be good. The Soy Mega Spawn by itself is just kind of meh. Entirely Malfunction actually might not be bad in this matchup, funny enough, because it can destroy the Blade of the Blood Chief, Aggie Soul. And imagine pass, draw, rumble, temple, rumble. There's Karn. And pass. And pass. Do you have the win? Over Entomb, shock to 17. There's Broodscale. The equip. Do you have a Walking Ballista? Triggers. Triggers. So basically what this will then do is they can make infinite mana, play Agatha Soul Cauldron. Yep, okay. They see the line clearly, we'll concede. Yeah, Karn was just a bit late to the party. Alright, let's go to sideboard. Got an Untimely Malfunction. Cut Gemstone. And then let's take a look here. Basking Broodscale, Emrakul, Ugin. Let's run it back. On the play for game 2. It's a bit slower than I'd like, but we'll keep it. Wooded Foothill, pass. Put a pause on end step. Cavern of Souls, name Eldrazi. Fetch of the Wooded Foothill. Commercial District, trigger. Talisman, top. Forest. Talisman, pass. And pass. Urza Saga. Draw. Could they win next turn? Theoretically, no. I don't think so. Yeah, I think we still go Karn. KGC. KGC minus. Liquid Metal Coating. Pass. Worst case scenario here is a Thief of Existence. 2. K command cycle, so they're a bit desperate then. Saga trigger. 2. K command cycle. I think I do want to hold up the untimely malfunction in case they do find, let's say, a soul land into Thief. I'm just going to scoop it up. Don't even need to worry. All right, win for game 2. Let's move on to game 3. Bring back in the gemstone, which means we cut a Writhing Chris. And run it back. On the draw for game 3. A land does get us there pretty quickly, but I think I need to mulligan. We'll mulligan. I'll keep this one. We'll pitch the commercial district. Gemstone Caverns. Pitch the World Breaker. Yes. Pass. Temple, Springleaf, draw, Rumble. Rumble. What are we thinking here, friend? I'll grab a forest. And pass. And pass. Question is whether or not we want to Myco spawn next turn or hold up the untimely malfunction. They're passing. Forest. We'll hold up the untimely malfunction and pass. And hold. Saga trigger. K command X equals 2. TKS. TKS trigger. Untimely malfunction. Oh, it says opponent. Ah. Right. Well, yeah, that kind of sucks. Because I'm not taking control of the trigger. That's right. Well, I'll chalk that one to card familiarity. Shit. We'll pass. I mean, I think they're going to hit the Myco spawn regardless. I mean, I guess they would have potentially hit the untimely malfunction. Yeah, because we would have been able to hit either the Saga or the Blade. Rumble. I imagine they go the Broodscale. Saga. They can tap the Eldrazi spawn. Yeah, that's my bad. I was like, oh, well, I can just redirect Thought Knot, but because of how it reads, it still requires it to be directed to the, whatchamacallit, to the opponent of the person who owns the trigger, right? Why won't they go for it right now? Interesting. It's a yard. We'll pass. I mean, this is on end step, so you can't win right now. Draw. Okay, command will do it. Name Eldrazi. X equals 4. Done. So Broodscale down, unless they have a K command of their own. But if they did, they would have done it last turn. They knew about the Cavern of Souls. But yeah, Thought Knot Seer was ambiguous and didn't specify opponent. Like I said, we're not taking control of the trigger, so it still has to be opponent of Respect the Dog and not of me. There's Karn. So I think we go top, bottom, top, draw. That way if they Thought Knot, we're just not dead on the spot. Pass. Yeah, being able to break the blade would have been nice. That's so unfortunate. Well, at least we know that for the future. Like I said, in the moment, like, oh, this makes so much sense. It's only targeting me, so I can redirect it to my opponent. But because opponent controls Thought Knot, the only opponent of Respect the Dog is me, right? Do they find the Broodscale? They find a K command. Okay. Another Saga. So we'll be able to make a construct, which is a bit concerning. Thief of Existence. Takes the talisman. Better than my Karn. They can still make a construct as well, which is concerning. And they can exile my spawn. So what's going to be my best plan here then is the question. We'll take the 4 down to 11. And draw. Nope, that was a mistake. What do I have on my side that could be of any value here? So, what I can do is I can shock in the Stomping Ground. How big is this Saga token going to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially 6. That would be lethal damage. So I might have to go EE for 0 is the problem. Damn. I don't like it, but I think I'm dead otherwise. I mean, we could alternatively go Jailer as a blocker. I still don't know if that's enough, though. We go Jailer as a blocker. And then what? We'd be at 9. They swing in with 6. You block. You go down to 3. So you wouldn't be dead, is the biggest point. But they would all attack Karn, and Karn will die. We can't go 1, because Blade isn't the threat here. So we need to go 0 or Jailer. Go EE, Stomping Ground, Shock, EE for 0, and pass. At least this way we're not dead, and we have a K return. Make a Saga token, okay. I mean, they could just go Pithy Needle name EE is my only concern. I said, Karn's down no matter what. We'll just go EE now. So Construct down, so we're not dead. There's the Pithy Needle as expected. And you could just name Karn and not attack Karn down, I suppose. Name's Karn. Okay. Yeah, I still imagine an opponent would have taken my Soin Myco Spawn instead of my Untimely Malfunction. The only real difference would have been made is that the Blade of Bloodchief would have been offline, I suppose. But that didn't really do too much. So I don't know. I guess maybe we would have had it for the Thief of Existence. Attacks me, attacks Karn. Second main phase, you have a K command. I'm very close to dead. Halfling, draw. The problem now is I need to get rid of this Flesh Rake while also ensuring I don't die. For a second there, I wasn't sure I had colorless sources. Right. They took my talisman. Right. And I use my spawn when I crack the EE. Right. Well, I'll just concede there. Alright, so yeah, a couple little blunders here and there. Unfortunate. Yeah, so that's a good lesson for me in regards to untimely malfunction and reading specifically how the card reads. Because, yeah, if it says target opponent, my opponent still controls Thought-Knot Seer and the trigger. I just get to redirect it. If it's like any target or target land, it says target land your opponent controls, it doesn't work. If it says target land, it does work. So it's very, very important to understand that. So good to know. Unfortunate. I'm not sure if it would have made many changes. But regardless of that said, we'll be back for match 5. Alright, and we're back for match 5 on the play for game 1. I'll keep. It goes down to 6 cards. Down to 5. Alright. Ugin Lab. Imprint. Emrakul. Cast Talisman and pass. And pass. Watery Grave, Shock, Thoughtseize. Imagine they take the Writhing Chrysalis. Yep. Draw. Misty Rain. Play Misty Rain. Pass. Hold. Meticulous Archive. Pause on end step. Fetch Misty Rainforest. Commercial District. Trigger. Stomping Grounds to Yard. Draw. Play the forest and hold. And hold. Draw. Sanctum of Ugin. Kick Sowing Mycospawn, kick the Watery Grave, since you're only black source. The white splash is likely for something like Ketramos or for pest control. So I'm not too worried about that if you don't have a black source. Let's play it safe and go Cavern Souls, name Eldrazi. And pass. And pass. Yeah, it's either Murktide or Ketrafrog, but on scoops, we won't find out. Murktide, win for game 1. We will bring in Lithomantic Barrage and cut Karn. And run it back. Alrighty. Yeah, right now we're angling for a 3-2 record at them of 5. I do kind of miss Null Drifter. We keep. Keep. Pass. Opponent keeps 7 as well. Island. Pass unless they play Tameo. Spellbomb. Okay. Draw. Wooded Foothills. Since they do play Harbinger, we're going to go Basic Forest, Sprawl, for red, and pass, and pass. Blue to Delta, fetch, Watergrave Shock, Forage, Ugin Lab, Imprint Sire. We're gonna force check here. I don't think they have it. Done. They did not. We'll pass. We'll hold in case of a Bowmaster. Alright, depends on what they play here, whether or not we play Sire or Ugin. Harbinger, we play neither now. Resolves. Draw. Ghost Court, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could K return, but I think we hold instead. And hold. Land. 3 cards in hand. Passing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. We'll take. Down to 7. Draw. Misty Rainforest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sire 7 deaths. Spellbomb draws a card. Target me. Sire resolves. That's huge. Pass. Paying cost. Thoughtseize hits the Ugin. Draw. Talisman. Go to combat. And opponent scoops it up. We'll take the win. Alright. Solid 3-2 at the end of 5. Let's kind of take a look at our losses here. Murktide, I mean, double Thoughtseize is just rough. Thinking back to that game 3. Game 2, I'm kind of forgetting how we lost that one. Eldrazi Ramp, game 1, I mean, they just kind of were beating us down. And we just kept on going. Won game 2, thanks to Karn. Game 3, we won to time. Belcher, game 2, lost to Stormscale. Not much to write home about there. We kind of hedged on Belcher. They ended up on Stormscale. Game 3, we did win, but we definitely made a mistake in not casting K command before blocking. Because if we had cast K command and saw the Emrakul, we then would have been able to go, oh, we should hold this spawn, loot, not block, Karn dies, and then we potentially just win on the following turn. Thankfully, we drew into the land. Didn't matter, so we won. But it was a close one. Broodscale game 1, I just don't think we had anything, and they just went early Broodscale Blade. I have a Soul Cauldron with Walking Ballista. Game 2 we won pretty handedly. Game 3, though, was just a bit clunky. So, a bit unfortunate there. And Murktide, just an easy 2-0 win. So, overall, solid. I'm not sure about cutting the Drifters. I really do like Drifter just for the incidental card draw. Because sometimes we do just have those turns, as we did see throughout this league, where I just go, well, we don't have any playables, but I have this Drifter in hand. Rather than leaving it to rot, let's Divination, right? So while it might not be great in our opening hand, it still adds incidental value, which I do like. So I think I do prefer Drifter in, even if the open hand data isn't great for it. And even if I want to say the play data is a little bit mid, let me take a look and see what it looked like. What did the play data for Drifter look like? Overall, Drifter pre-board was pretty mid. 54% of the games where it was cast resulted in a win, so not like truly negative, but not great either. Post-board, though, actually goes up pretty significantly to like 59%, so not horrible, but like by comparison, World Breaker, as well as Sire's 7 Deaths definitely have better results. Sire at 61.5, World Breaker at 68 post board, Breaker at 73.2 pre board, Sire at 72.7 pre board. So like I definitely see the argument for playing more of them, right? They're clearly performing well. Yeah. Same reason why like there's an argument to maybe running more Ugins, as like it wins 80.6% of the games where it's cast. Pre-board, post-board is 86.8, so like pretty consistent pre and post-board. Hence why Ugin, I think my opinion, is a guaranteed 12 in this list. Yeah. It's things to consider. It's also like the same idea. Like Consigned to Memory somehow is only at 55.8. It's not great. Not horrible, but not great either. It definitely could be performing better. And so it does raise the question of, is Consign a card we should be playing in the side if when it is played, it isn't just outright winning us games, right? Questions, oh questions, oh questions. Well, things for me to think about and for me to test. Regardless, we will be ending the video there. As always, if you guys did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. It is always appreciated. For as much as I hope that you'll learn from me in both my success and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached this point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button, as we're getting closer and closer to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers, where I'll be able to start monetizing these videos and saving up towards a streaming PC so I can stream live over on Twitch. In the meantime, though, if you do want early access to my YouTube videos, you can do so over on my Patreon, where you can support me monetarily for as little as $5. With that being said, though, folks, I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!